The broadcast is
And we're live.
Whoa.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. This is an episode of Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio. Today, we're doing another Q&A episode. In fact, the 22nd installment of our Q&A series, questions and answers. These questions are supplied by you. Are you monitoring and didn't turn down your audio? I've never done that before. And if you had the chance, if you have joined us live for this episode, thank you. I appreciate you. That's super cool. If you're watching or listening later and maybe you're thinking, I'd really love to get in on one of these live episodes, but I don't know when they are. We don't either. We don't plan these ahead very often because what Andrew and I do, it by necessity, because of our schedule, has to be pretty dynamic. And if you're lucky enough to catch it, cool. Normally they're Tuesdays. Sometimes they're not. Like now, it's Thursday late afternoon. It's just when it's happening.
Stacy brought up that this is the 22nd Q&A episode on the 22nd.
Does that mean something?
No.
Does that mean? Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
It means, I don't know. It's part of a puzzle. I'll let you figure it out. Goodbye. Hang up. You have to follow us to the next step.
Somebody got a puzzle at Free Training Day.
They did. That was, remember that episode? The episode where you did a puzzle and I stood there?
Yeah. I don't know who got the puzzle, though.
I don't either. Maybe they're watching.
Maybe.
If you are new to what we do, well, buckle up. This is a fun one for you to start on. We do a podcast. It's called Martial Arts Radio, and we do it twice a week. And it's all under the heading. No, that's not what I say now. What I say now is Whistlekick does a bunch of stuff for traditional martial arts and traditional martial artists under the heading Connect, Educate, and Entertain. It is what we do. It is our mantra, it is our motto, it is our mission. And we make a lot of things to that end. We make this podcast. We have the morning show, First Cup. We do books. We do events. We have our social media. We do newsletters. We make training programs. We make training apparel. We make protective equipment. There's a ton of stuff. And where do you go to see that and all the other things that we do? Whistlekick.com. Simple enough. Go to whistlekick.com. And if you want to support us, tell people about what we do. Truly, it's the best thing you can do. It's the easiest thing you can do. It's free. Help us spread the word. Help us grow. And I'll give you a big hug.
Sure. This will be totally vague, but it'll be funny. Stacy, no. That's it. Yep, that's all.
I love it.
Yep. Okay. Are you ready?
You're driving, dude. I'm just along for the ride.
I was going to ask, are you ready for a question?
Sure.
Okay.
There's no way for us to run a timer on this, is there?
No, but I'm watching the live timer up in the corner.
I don't think that goes out to the.
No, it doesn't.
But I was kind of hoping what we could do, and I don't like it, so we're not going to do it. But we could have a screen with a timer. We could share that, but then we'd be very small. So yeah, I don't like that. But
true.
Oh,
yeah.
Welcome to behind the scenes while we're live. You know what we could do? I could set up a second camera because we can do that with this, and that camera could be zoomed in on like a tablet or a phone or something with a clock.
Oh,
we could do that.
Maybe
so that's a way we could accomplish that.
Okay. All right.
Who's taking notes? One of you out there take notes.
Take notes. Okay. Mark's out there. He can take notes.
All right. Mark, you're in charge of taking notes.
Okay. This first question is from a buddy of mine named Braden Fisher. And his question for you is, who are your favorite fictional martial arts characters and why? Craig's in the house too, by the way.
Hi, Craig. Hello to everyone else, whether I know you or not. I'm running through like a Rolodex.
Mm-hmm.
When the ones that are coming to mind are very similar. It's Mr. Miyagi, and it's Master Splinter,
mm-hmm.
and it's who else fits that dynamic, right? Like I appreciate the quiet, wise, compassionate instructor archetype. It's something that I really like. I also, kind of the exact opposite of that is the brash, passionate, not quite anti-hero.
Mhm.
Not, when I think of anti-hero, the to me the best example is like the Punisher, right? Like he's doing the wrong stuff for the right reason. But you think of like maybe in the Karate Kid, Daniel's not always a good guy, but he's trying. He wants to be. He's so passionate that sometimes he can't get it done. If we think of Ninja Turtles, like that's kind of Raphael, right? Like he wants to do the right thing, but he gets so wrapped up in emotion. And that's something I don't identify with that so much now, but I used to. And so I have a soft spot for characters like that. I'm trying to think of other martial arts movies that I really like and the characters that are involved there. I like the kind of the underdog, Tony Jaa and Ong Bak, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like, I don't care. Like this is important to me. I'm just gonna do it. They stole the statue from my town's temple. I'm gonna go get it back. I don't care how many people shoot at me. I'm just gonna make it happen. So it's harder for me to answer specific characters because when I watch martial arts movies, let's face it, there's not a tremendous amount of character development most of the time. So what I find that I resonate with is more kind of surface level, but I've if we use Ninja Turtles as examples, at various times in my life, I have identified with all four of them.
Mm.
As a kid, I was Donatello, right? And then I was Raphael. And I wanted to be Michelangelo, but I'm more comfortable as a hopefully less annoying version of Leonardo.
Stacy brought up for fictional martial arts instructor Yoda.
Love it. Brilliant.
Yep.
Yoda, Splinter, Mr. Miyagi, right? Very similar.
Yeah. Dennis Campos also in the chat here. He says, "Happy Thursday afternoon.
Happy Thursday.
Party peeps." Nice. Yeah, and we keep mentioning these people that are in the chat. Craig, Stacy, Dennis, Mark, right? They're all kind of family.
They are family. They're people that have been around and participating and helping
correct.
For years.
And you listeners or watchers, if you're watching this live, listening later, you can be part of the family too. In fact, you can go to whistlekick.com/family.
Honestly, you probably are already part of the family, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
You may be, a distant cousin at this point. But here's why we did this. And I get some pushback from this. Jeremy, you should make it easier. No, I don't want to make it easier. The whole point of this page was not to make it easy. Because we're trying to incentivize and we're trying to create a little bit of a filter. If I'm going to put up the most authentic behind the scenes words, photos, videos, stuff on a page in exchange for, hey, here's all the list of the things that you can do to help us out, as well as some, periodically some exclusive discounts, things like that. I'm not going to cram it down people's throats. I only want the best stuff to go to the people who are the most engaged. It's a way of rewarding them. Now, I'm not going to decide who gets to go. I want you to decide whether or not you're going to go. And that's why it's not linked in the navigation. That's why you have to go and type in whistlekick.com/family. Now, I don't think we could make it any easier than that and still make you do a little bit of work, but that's where we're at. So if you're family, go to the family page. We update it weekly. Are you going to go there and go, oh my God, look at all this stuff? No, that's not what family is. Family is, hey, here's something cool going on. Hey, could you help me out with something? And there's no requirement. You don't have to. I just hope that, if you go there periodically and you see all the cool stuff we're doing, you might say, have I done all this? Oh, I haven't left a review here. Here's a link, click, right? Like that's why we do it that way.
Yep. Love it. Craig's also in the chat, and apparently Craig is watching with some crew.
Hello, crew from, I'm assuming, Karate International.
Probably. He said the crew watching with me said Scorpion and Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. And Stacy's curious, does he mean the Casamassa Scorpion?
To me, there's no other.
I know. I'm with you.
To me, there's no other. We saw, it was, I believe, only in the latest installment of Mortal Kombat that we saw Chris Casamassa not reprise his role as Scorpion. And from what I understand, that was not his choice, and that bums me out. Chris, you will always be Scorpion for me.
Amen. All right. Guy. You ready for the next question?
Always ready.
Okay. This question is from active listener of the show, Mark Warner.
Hey, Mark.
And his question is, of all the training programs at whistlekick, which would be the best one to start the new year off with?
The one that I'm making tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm dead serious. So give me 60 seconds to tell you about the 4 programs we have, and then I'll spend the rest of the time releasing for the first. This was not planned, right? I need everyone to know this. I do not know these questions ahead of time. I also don't tell Andrew 100% on what's going on in my job because he has better things to do.
No, and Mark sent me this question at 1:56 this afternoon.
So that was an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, when he's like, you just posted asking for questions. Here's one. So go ahead.
So we've got the Flex program, which is all 4 programs are rooted in a tremendous amount of science and practical research, application, and for those of you who know past elements of my life, me testing things on people and saying, let's see if that works, if that works. And so we've got the Flex program, which is completely free. It's a mobility program. It works amazingly well. If you want to become more flexible and you do anything other than get this free program and do it, I think you're ridiculous. We've got the Force program, which is our strength development program. It was the first program I made, and it is based on appropriate periodization, requires no equipment, is actually designed for martial artists by a martial artist, and accommodates your training, your class training, regardless of how much it is. There's the most difficult part of that program was me figuring out how to allocate that dynamically. The speed development program will definitively make you faster. It is rooted in all the latest science around how speed develops. Here's a hint. If you say, I'm going to do this technique 20 times as fast as I can, you're training yourself to get slower because you're actually only faster the first few. By the end, you're slower. It's not going to work that way. This program accounts for that. And then Fuel is the cardiovascular conditioning program, because going out and running miles and then expecting that to translate to the intense periods of 15 to 20 seconds that occur, actually usually 10 to 12, within a combative scenario, be it competition, point sparring, class sparring, it doesn't translate. It's a different energy pathway. So those are the 4. Now, here's the thing that we're rolling out. I have committed to getting it done tomorrow. So those of you watching live, you will get first crack at this. We're rolling out a 30-day challenge. It will be free. You will receive a daily email, assuming you sign up for them, that says, here's what you're doing today. It will require no equipment. You will be able to do it at home. There will be demonstration videos for the movements that maybe are a little less obvious. It will involve elements of all of these programs at various times. And it's probably in the 10 to 15 minute a day bank. It's not going to be an hour a day. It's not going to be 5. I'm pretty sure I have to decide 10, 15, probably not 20, but could go as high as 20. I have to lay this out. And that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm pumped about this because I hope that as a free entry point to my training methodologies, people will see and go, okay, let me give this a shot. And at the end, if you finish it, you'll get a discount on your next program. So there we go.
Cool. That's cool. So that's really interesting.
It's also not going to be, here's how to lose a whole bunch of weight for January. Because I'm sick of those programs because they're dumb and they don't work and they ruin you.
Yeah.
And I will argue with anyone who disagrees. Rapid fat loss is unhealthy.
We have a bunch of new people watching
Cool.
in the chat right now. Jenny is watching. My friend Tom Hogan is watching. Not sure if he's sticking around, but we are doing, this is a Q&A. This is a rapid fire question and answer, which for Jeremy, rapid fire means he only has 5 minutes to answer. But if
That's
you have
pretty
a question,
rapid for me.
Really, it's just pretty rapid. So if you have a question that you would like me to ask Jeremy, or if you have a question for me, like, I mean, I would answer a question too, but go ahead and put it in the chat. And
why do you keep doing this with me?
I don't know. I wonder that all the time.
It's because we have fun.
We do have fun.
And audience, if you can't tell that we have fun, I don't know. You're blind.
And one of the things that allows us to continue to do this is the people that share this with their friends and the people that help support this on Patreon.
Yeah, there are
without them, this wouldn't happen.
There are 1,000,001 ways that you can support, and we talked about the family page. The whole list is there, but let's highlight the Patreon because, like everything else we do, the Patreon is based on value exchange. It's my principles of business are very clearly laid out. There are books. I've written books about this stuff. They're very short. They're very simple. You can find them on Amazon. But if you think about value exchange, what does that mean to me? If you're going to give us a few dollars, $2 is the lowest entry, but no matter what level you're in, if you give us some money, we're going to give you stuff back. And I am hell-bent on making sure you get more out of it than you put in. So every time we release a book, for example, people in the $25 a month tier, they get that book free. I also have thrown all the programs out there for free. And if you think about the retail value on just those programs, those people have done pretty well. Whether or not they value them the same way, I don't know. But we're just constantly looking for, how do we give you more? How do we give you more? How do we give you more? And then you're also getting stickers and T-shirts and I don't even know what else is in the merch that shows up. There's just a bunch of stuff. So if you love what we do and you think our episodes are worth $0.25, you could support us for $2 a month.
All right. You ready for your next question?
Always ready.
Okay. Next question comes from Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
And Stacy's question is, what's the most exciting thing you've done related to martial arts this year?
Oh.
Stacy, you broke Jeremy.
It was all in weekend. It was all in weekend because it was there were a few things involved. For those of you who don't know, All In Weekend was an event that we held for the first time in April. Andrew and I put it on. 48 hours, completely immersive. We took care of the space, the food, the training. You just had to show up. We have 8, 9 something slots left for next year's event. Find it at whistlekick.com. You will not find a better training deal. I promise you that. It was exciting for several reasons. One, you and I got to work on that together, like really closely. And it was the manifestation of the best of both of us. And that was really fun. Mm-hmm. 2, it was a concept that I tried to pull off in 2016. Some of you know this. We've talked about this. It was a concept I tried to pull off in 2016, and we didn't have the reach then to make it happen. So knowing that, 6 years later, we got to do it was incredible. And then 3, it was something that we did such a good job laying out and promoting that people I had never even heard of, people I'd never even seen on our social media showed up. They're like, oh, I heard about this thing. It seemed awesome. So I paid for it and I came. Cool.
Yep.
Some of those people have become friends, and I think the world of them. And then when I take a step back, the development that I saw among a number of people at All In Weekend, including yourself, right? Like that, as an instructor, you took a huge step forward as an instructor that weekend. I watched it happen. I watched several of the attendees go from, I mean, they took, I would say that maybe not so much in terms of specific techniques, because that's not what it's about, but in terms of emotional martial arts maturity, the average person progressed a belt rank in that weekend. If you think about the way they approach their martial arts from start to finish, right? And that knowing that I had a role in that was incredible.
Yeah. Yep. I could totally see that. Yeah. I dig it. I'm just in my
I see the wheels turning.
Yeah. I totally see it. I could have seen you go a couple of different ways with an answer, but I see that makes sense as to why that is the answer you gave.
Runner up was going to the other free training days because it was the first time we had a free training day that was not in New England.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Stacy, when Stacy said that she does break you frequently, my team meetings break him regularly, she says.
It's true. It's true. For those who don't know, Stacy is the one that headed up the awards committee. If you saw the fun stuff that we did with the Never Settle Awards this year, Stacy is the one that shepherded that to the finish line. She did a great job.
All right. So are you ready for the last question?
I'm ready.
Okay. This question also comes from Stacy. Hopefully this one doesn't break you.
Or maybe it does. Maybe that's what we're going for.
So her last question was about what was the biggest, most exciting thing you did this past year. We are jumping into 2023. What are you most looking forward to next year for Whistlekick?
I wish this question was coming tomorrow. We have a team meeting tonight. I suspect it's something I'm not thinking of yet. Right? There are additional free training days being discussed. There are more books coming. We'll reprise all in weekend. There are other things happening. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In the last 48 hours, I've had 7 people offer to come on and help with our mission. Right? Some of these people are in volunteer positions. Some are paid very little because we're not a company that makes a lot of money because we make negative money. And some of those things are in with profit sharing in mind as the thing that they work on grows. But knowing that many people are stepping up tells me that there are so many big things coming. If we look at involvement and engagement as the best metric of what we're doing, the fact that the people who come on to help remain helping and more people want to come on to help, that tells me we're doing everything right. Mm-hmm. It is a better metric to me than revenue or profit, because you can skew those numbers. You can alter those. And if you didn't know that, go watch the news and what's going on in the crypto space right now. Pretty easy to screw those numbers up. Oh, he's a multi-billionaire. No, he's not.
Yep.
Right? But if what we're doing, what we're turning out makes people say, I love what's happening here so much. I love this mission. I will give of myself to you. I will give of my time. Yeah, maybe some money. That's great. I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. Like we need money. Like things cost money. But when someone says, I will volunteer my time, I will contribute to this effort, that tells me that we have laid something out in such a way that they are willing to be attached to it. If I buy a product, that doesn't necessarily mean I believe in the company.
Sure.
But if I go work in that company, or even more so, if I volunteer at that company, that says a lot more.
Yeah, good point.
So I'm calling a little bit of an audible in the way that I'm answering this question, Stacy, but it's the way I've got to answer it. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about the things that I don't know about yet, because I'm sure they're coming.
Yeah, love it. Before we finish up, people that are watching will notice that I'm wearing my dragon hoodie.
Dragon hoodie. You've got, if you're watching live, you've got 9 days left to order yours. If you're watching later, you've already missed the deadline.
Yeah. Just a little reminder for those out there that we have products in the store that are not there all the time. So if you see something that you're like, oh, that looks really cool, maybe I'll get that. I'll wait. I'll get it next month.
Don't wait too long. Most items do have the availability listed. Not all of them do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes out quickly and then I put it back. Sometimes it comes out and then it goes away. There are plenty of things that we've put out that are like this shirt, I believe, is back for a limited time. This is the sunset tee. I like this graphic. I made it.
So I'll be ordering a new whistlekick dragon hoodie here this week. So
custom colors.
Yep, I'm going to do custom colors. I don't know
what colors you're going to do.
I don't know yet. I don't know. No clue.
They're great hoodies, aren't they?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Those are all the questions we have.
All right. Cool. Well, then I did my job.
And I asked them. I did my job.
You did your job. Audience, you watched or listened. You did your job. High five. Good job. All right. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching, for listening, whether you're live or perhaps later. We appreciate you. If you want to support us, we've given you so many things that you can do today. Please don't make me say them again. Just honestly, if you pick one, if you pick one once in a while, that really would make a big difference. And it's not just the financial support, it's the emotional support that really means a lot. When I see that people share our stuff that I don't know, when people that I don't know show up to our events, when I get emails from people saying, I listened to your show, or I bought this and I really love it. Like it's what keeps me going. If you don't know, I work like a whole separate job to bring the money in to keep this going until it's time, until it's really fully working. And it's not that I dislike that work. It's that it has to happen because I believe I am the biggest supporter of whistlekick. Whistlekick is not me. Whistlekick is far bigger than me. So I hope you all recognize that. If you want to get a hold of me, Jeremy at whistlekick.com. Our social media is at whistlekick. Andrew's Andrew at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. If you've got a question for the next Q&A for the 23rd installment, we'll do sometime in 2023. You can email him. That way I don't see them ahead of time and start thinking about them. Ooh, how would I answer that question? That's kind of what makes it fun for me and hopefully for all of you. And that brings us to the end. So until next time, train hard, smile, and have a great day. Yay.